in New York earlier this year, and it's the first time I'd done a reading in probably 3 years or so. And because I had been focusing on making pictures. But I decided that this would be a fun thing to do and a great opportunity to bring my good friends Emily and Myers here, because what we're going to do tonight is, back in the 80s in New York, there was this huge explosion. Like I read poetry in the 60s, and then I partied in New York in the 70s and skipped poetry. And then in the 80s, poetry sort of came back around. And so in the form of poetry slams, and it became like this whole new scene. And suddenly there were all these poets that I had never seen before. And they were doing poetry in a different way. And I met Emily and Myers, and we were often shared many bills together. And so tonight you're going to basically, everything I'm reading is at least 30 years old. I'm not reading anything new. Everything I'm reading is old. And most of the stuff I've read all over the world, in all different kinds of venues. And so that's where we're going to start.
Awesome.
Oh, and we're going to do this in 15-minute rounds. I'm going to do 15 minutes, they're going to do 15 minutes, I'm going to do 15 minutes, and they're going to do 15 minutes, and then we're both going to come back and do one more piece as an encore. So, and these are, it's really hard when you're trying to put things in some kind of order of what to read in terms of subject matter. So it might seem a little kooky and mixed up, but just bear with me, I'm sure you'll find your way through it like I will. This is called The Race Is On. Where did all the time go, like yesterday when I was full of the future, laying plans out loud with hope blaring in my ears, dreams of becoming the whole thing, up to here with destiny, a new outfit to wear you and me out. Caught now in the crossfire of change, standing at the entrance to middle age, trying to adjust to the new music I hear now in my inner ear as I step from the mirror to gag at the sight of the rapidly arriving chicken flesh on my hands and crow's feet on my face, protruding middle, a spare tire on the road to the future. No time, no energy to tackle the fate of my ever-changing body, lazy from the freedom of a beautiful youth that showed the promise of forever. The race is on now, the game remains the same, the rules are different than before, the stakes are higher now. From jumping jack flash to flash in the pan. Remember when? How old is old anyhow? To lift or not to lift? That's the real question. Pull it taut and tight enough to smile a seamless smile that reels in the younger men, going fishing at 50, baiting the hook with collagen injections and a brand new air weave, running the race against time. What comes first, happiness or running out of skin to stretch? Work to pay Dr. Dreamweaver, help buy his wife a new Cadillac and him a bigger cigar. Great plans for the golden years? Nah, I'd rather just sit and watch the sunset, watch my middle age spread with ease and comfort, and know that the reward is just being alive after all these years. This is called 3 Haiku Revolution. 1. It was a time, wow. It was a moment of truth. We believed it then. 2. There were flowers then, peace and love and hope-filled hearts, and guns and bombs, pal. 3. It was a dream time. We were waiting to awaken. I am waiting still. You don't have to applaud after this is called In the Circle Turns. These past 30 years spent in New York City in smoke-filled club after endless smoke-filled club, searching in the eyes of strangers for that one moment of orgasmic bliss, only to return tomorrow for more of the same. He said he'd love me forever, that no one kissed as good as me, that he would stay and leave me never, and then suddenly he's gone and free, and I am left standing in the sorrows of my closet, wondering what to wear that will show off my cute butt and big basket, and practicing my sexy smile in the mirror to set out on the hunt yet once again. I am tired and insane with the burden of the game and want no more to wait at the bar while nameless faces promise to return with drink in hand that pull me into dreams of hollow promises so well meant in the heated moment of a hard-on. And the circle turns and the circle spins, such tight little patterns we live within. And the circle turns and the circle spins, such tight little patterns we live within. And the circle turns and the circle spins, such tight little patterns we live within. And I can change my look, and I can change my clothes, and I can change my name, but I can't seem to change my mind. And still I stand at the gate, ready to enter the race yet again. And this is madness, and I am lost to it. And I want to stop and breathe and think it over and listen to the still small voice inside and wait for that inner guidance to steer me clear of myself onto a smooth sail down the river of realization, wondering if the dream of hot flesh and desire was as worth it as it seemed, or just a simple illusion like a paper flower crumbled under the footsteps of time. I can't even remember their names, let alone their essence. And I stand drenched in a rain of tears that wash me clean, and I am born anew in the womb of freedom, crying in the arms of my divine mother, oh, set me free from this fruitless search for perfection, for the time is now, if ever. And in the distance I see a shining light that, lo and behold, is it my liberation that has come at last after so long a journey? No, it is not. It is that redhead with the cute butt, with a drink in his hand, and a smile on his face, and maybe this time, this one, maybe, and the circle turns.
Yeah.
You know, this poem that I wrote in North Carolina, in Asheville, during a big poetry thing, and it's one of my favorite poems, and it's one of my most hated poems, but it has to be read. So it's called Back Fence. Anxious moments spent watching the front door, dinner tucked safely in the oven, the table set in anticipation. The kids fed and bathed and bedded, and now the roar of his Camaro pulling into the drive signals the alarm of possibility, the possibility of another beating, of another heated argument over nothing, in a marriage where nothing has taken place with meaning for too long, not since the birth of the first, which was 4.5 ago. Afternoons spent watching soaps and ironing clothes and wishing of other options, of other choices that could have been made. You made your bed, now lie in it, Mama always said. Half a life spent hanging over back fences, talking children, talking gossip, talking Sissy Johnson's new boyfriend, talking TV, talking anything but a way out of this pain. Remember the black eye of Easter last when he beat you for forgetting the egg guy at the 7-Eleven for the kids? You had remembered his Marlboros. Remember the bruised lips, the wrenched back, the sore and aching jaw after that first fall when it happened the first time. He said he was sorry, that he would never do that to you again, and a week later he kicked you upstairs to bed to make it all better with a passionate act of what he calls lovemaking. Let's see. This is called Forget Them Not, which is the name of not this book, but another book. So much time has passed since the first one left, since the first sign of pain, and still no gaining on this disease. So many stars have fallen and lost their places, their faces forgotten for now, and yet somehow there must be a way to restore them to mind's memory. Everybody has a friend that has come to the same end as the rest. It seems that the best have been taken. Where have they all gone? So many have left this world where we've danced and partied and twirled, and still here we go on, thinking only briefly now and then of their absence. But I can hear so many familiar voices calling out to me, "Forget me not, please don't forget me not." And when I try, I can remember. I can remember Cookie and her sly, knowing laugh with Berbered fingers typing out tomorrow. And I can remember Antonio and his girls drawn in ink, as glamorous as they could ever be. And I can remember Costas with his lazy, crazy dolls doing a dance in my mind. And I can remember Andy giggling like a schoolgirl over the pretty boys standing in line to meet him. And I can remember sweet, happy Divine doing a disco march in time, and Gennaro Palermo doing a Vivian Westwood tango, and little Scott Fritz throwing some fierce fits. And I can remember Candy Darling dashing down Broadway to Dr. Starling's for her shots. And I can remember Jackie shouting at the taxi that she was a woman, not a man. Yes, I can. And I remember Crisis giving the real girl some realness with a pout while she whipped it out. I can remember John Sex entering a scene when he was long and lean and just a little bit mean. And I can remember Klaus with face so white and clothes so tight that people actually stopped and stared in fright. I can remember Howie at many a door, cold shouldering many more than he'd let in. And I can remember Halston and Victor and Eric and Eddie and Steve and Huck and oh so many more. I can remember them all, one by one, if I try. And no matter the pain or pride or fear that's inside, we must help to keep their memories alive, because they were here, and they were all wonderful and unique. So before you go to bed tonight, say hi up there and promise you forget them not. All kinds of different directions. This is called for perfidia. Miracles can happen, like the time I was a man that became a woman that became the man that I am. Did the heel fit, and the illusion of powder and pancake that is the reflection in the mirror that you stand before awaiting her arrival? Not like the sisters who walk by night down by the docks looking for the rent from somebody's lost husband, afraid to ask for a cock, afraid to look in the mirror at themselves to see what they find, asking themselves over and over, who is the she in me? Who is the she in me? The gentle sway of hips that are connected to legs deep in hose and feet swollen in pumps, doing the Connie girl strut and the RuPaul stroll, causing heads to turn all up and down the avenue, lost in that lipstick high with dreams so full to bursting. I'm in a hormone state of mind, self-induced PMS so bad it bubbles within, ready to burst forth at any easy moment upside your head, motherfucker. The long corridors of suitors, pockets full, ready to worship, and the homage is paid in full. Lost in the ruins of a Disney dream where Peter Pan is a gay man, where Cinderella and Sleeping Beauty rush home before morning like Anne Rice vampires to beat the sunrise of a newly stubbled face. Are you that girl with something extra, donning lies like garments of illusion, gender bending past confusion, causing heartache contusions while waiting for that magic carpet ride to carry you across the river to a paradise of believers? Excuse me, miss, do you have this pump in an 11 and a half? I'm going to put up that name for a little bit. This is it's called Queer Nation. That's right, I'm just what you expected. I'm the big Mary your mother warned you about. I'm the fad from hell. I'm the all-up-in-your-face, fruit-of-the-loom, magic fairy jock sniffing joy boy you ran from in high school. The pansy-ass cocksucker with the limp wrist and the lucky lips. The tie me to a bed and read my asshole miss thing and pumps to go. That's right, I've got a closet full of flowing frocks and frilly underthings just waiting for an evening out. I'm the gender fuck, brain drained, he, she, booty shaking Nancy boy you read about. The queer-faced, fancy pants, pretty, pretty. You're afraid to look in the eye. So gasp and breathe. Gasp and breathe and sigh over the nerve of it all. I'm the one, baby. I'm ready to play tag. And guess what? I'm it. I'm the fudge-packing mama with a pocket full of condoms. The pussy boy with the wet lips, so hot for the hardness of you. The out-of-the-closet screamer, louder than lavender and polka dots on a sunny afternoon. I'm the marching down Main Street card-carrying homo you've read about. The queer-faced, fancy pants, pretty, pretty. You're afraid to look in the eye. So gasp and breathe. Gasp and breathe and sigh over the nerve of it all. I'm the one, baby. I'm ready to play tag. And guess what? I'm it. I'm the fudge-packing mama with a pocket full of condoms. The pussy boy with the wet lips, so hot for the hardness of you. I'm the out-of-the-closet screamer, louder than lavender and polka dots on a sunny afternoon. The marching down Main Street card-carrying homo ready to fight for my existence. The freaky, deaky, mouth organ girlina you shield your children from. The don't look, don't ask, don't want to know about it. The mincing, prancing, dancing in the street girly man you look the other way from. The get out of our restaurant, out of our store, out of our school, out of our lives. Go away and don't come back another day guy. I'm here, baby. I've arrived. The closet door is wide open and decorated, and I am freer than a canary out of his cage. I'm your weird Uncle Bob, your crazy kissing cousin with the funny eyebrows, with a wiggle in his walk and a giggle in his talk, and I'm here to talk to you and yours, so quit your squawking and get over yourself, because baby, I'm here, I'm queer, so what? Takes me back to about 65, 66. It's called Ode to Fallen Heroes. Wearing my gay badge of courage, I thrill at the call of, hey, this thing makes me proud. Years spent dodging rocks and beer bottles. Insults and injuries have made me a veteran of the gay holy wars. For I still remember the lost days of illegal dancing between men. To travel the streets of any small town or city in 1967 without a minimum of 2 pieces of ID was a guarantee of harassment and possible arrest. Any man dressed as a woman needed 3 male garments to meet the legal limit of approval. 2 socks and a pair of BVDs was a foolproof formula for escape. That and a 20 kept you out of the back of the paddy wagon. We called the police Alice then, now and always. Drag shows were the only entertainment, complete with trophies, cash, and a cute guy waiting at the home stretch. Every queen dreamed of being crowned goddess of the night. Barbara, Judy, Betty, and Ethel were the Madonnas of the day. Glamour mixed with cheap perfume filled the air as we dodged the hatred of our abusers. Heads low, voices in a whisper, we were beaten back into the shadows to lick our wounds. Living the lie in daylight of a life so full of laughter as we awaited each day's end, safety in the dark, safety in numbers. Like nuns we traveled 2 by 2, the years spent hiding, the lives lost to the shadows. The names call to me now from the sorrows. Dee Dee, Kathy, Lilbeth, Shelley, Christine, Crisis. Their voices crackling with electric laughter, and the world will never see their smiles, taken too soon, not by an illness that knows no shame, but by stupidity and hatred. Inhuman mortal souls without heart or compassion, stomping flesh and lipstick into the sidewalk and spitting out the venom and hatred of generations before them, passed down through ignorance and fear. So long ago. Yet somewhere tonight, out in the heartland, a high-pitched voice with a low growl is calling out for help. Can you hear it? Sleep not, my sisters, there is work yet ahead. Sleep not, children, for if we love the glitter, the magic, the celebration found in the portrayal of the goddess, we must help keep the dream alive. I'm good night. This is on an album with Pearl Jam and Nirvana and Joan Jett and a bunch of other cool people called Home Alive. It's called Keep Your Mouth Off My Sisters. Sometimes you begin to wonder if it's a conspiracy of men asleep at the wheel, the way they spit out words at women they don't even know, that they will never know. And it scares me to think that compared to the things they say, what must be going on inside their brains. And I want to scream at them, hey, keep your mouth off my sisters. Your words cause emotional blisters. Did something happen at birth that caused this malfunction, or did they learn it or earn it in some archaic male ritual like the medals of war? A gold ribbon for the best wine. Are you daddy's little girl? Let me tear that pussy up. Ever had a tongue bath, baby? What's the matter, bitch? You a dyke? Years spent vomiting out abuse at women, and men still don't get it. I want to bend each one of them over and fuck the misogyny out of them. To wash their mouths out with my cock and let them feel the collective humiliation of women everywhere. To be unable to walk the streets safely without feeling like the sweet special pussy on a plate, served up fresh and piping hot. Oh, yum, and give me a six-pack to wash it down. Oh, you're the man, man. You're the man. You're the big man, man. Ever notice there's always two of them? They're never alone. Like a coward's tag team match of sexual harassment. Does it make you feel like a man, man? Hey, man, keep your mouth off my sisters.
Yeah. The second set that I'm going to do after my friends perform is all performance poetry set, I think. Anyway, I want to introduce my friends. Emily XYZ and Myers Bartlett have been performing together, started performing together in 1992, and they've performed all over the world. They've toured London, England, Europe, and they've played in Australia. We've read together in so many wonderful venues in New York and all over the place. And both of them, Emily is has a, I believe you have a master's degree from?
No, BA.
BA, sorry. I'm the autodidact. But, and Myers has been an actress and performer, and together they are Emily XYZ and Myers Bartlett.
Thank you so much, everyone, for coming. It's really lovely to be here. As Bobby said, Myers and I performed together for many, many years. And then we stopped. After 20 years, we thought, oh, please, enough.
She thought, oh, please.
So this is actually the first reading that we have done since 2012. I never expected to do another reading. I was perfectly happy to be retired. But here we are.
Yay.
Because Bobby is, a great friend of ours. And, we love Provincetown. We love to come and visit, and so when this opportunity arose, it was like, okay, all right. So there's several things that we'll be reading tonight in the first set, and then we'll do some older pieces in the second set. So these ones are, fairly recent. The first one's called A Little Revolution. Yeah? The world called. It wants you to get in line. What?
Oh yeah.
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 I want to hear a little
Oh yeah.
revolution.
Oh yeah.
I want to hear a little
Oh yeah.
revolution. I said,
I wanna
that's
hear a
fact,
little
yo, it do not need proving.
Revolution.
I said,
I wanna
that's
hear a
fact, yo,
little
it do not need proving.
Revolution. Said
Times now, so wait, what do you think you're doing?
Said
Times now, so wait, what do you think you're doing? Shaky little
Wow.
shake down,
Wow.
well, world on its
Wow.
axis, wobbling, well,
Come on, baby, now
don't you be the problem. Come on, baby, now don't you be the problem.
Come on, baby, now don't you be the problem. Be the solution. Be the solution. Shaky little glow, 1, 2, shake down.
1, 2,
Well, shake it down,
1, 2,
shake it
3,
down,
1,
down.
2,
Yeah,
3.
shaky little glow,
1, 2, 3.
shake down.
1, 2,
Well,
3.
shake it
1,
down,
2,
shake it
3.
down, down. Yeah, come on, baby, now. Come on, baby, now. Come on, baby, now, don't you? Come on, baby, now. Come on, baby, now, don't you? Come on. Come on. Come on, baby, now. Come on, baby, now, don't you be the problem. Come on, baby, now, don't you be the problem. Come on, baby, now, don't you be the problem. Be the solution. Be the solution. Be this up. Be this up.
I want to hear a little
revolution.
I want to hear a little revolution. I want to hear a little revolution. I want to hear a little revolution. All right now. All right now. All right now. All right. All right now. All right now. All right now. All right. I want to hear a few solutions.
All right now.
I want to hear a few more solutions.
All right now.
I want to hear
All
some
right
new
now.
solutions.
All right now.
I want to hear
All right
you
now.
be the
All right
solution.
now.
Because that's fact, yo,
I wanna hear a
it do
little
not need proving.
Revolution.
That lady stack, yo, it do not need proving.
Revolution.
I want to hear a little revolution. I want to hear a little revolution. 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 Well, come on, baby, now don't you be the problem. Come on, baby, now don't you be the problem. Come on, baby, now don't you be the problem. Be the solution. Be the solution.
I want to tell ya.
The world called.
I want to tell ya.
The world called.
I want to tell ya.
The world
I
called.
want to tell ya.
The world called.
I want to tell ya.
The world called, and it wants you to get in line. Yeah, the world called, and it wants you to
Get in line.
Yeah, the world called, and it wants you to
Get in line. Get in line. Get in line. Get in line.
I want to hear a little revolution. Yeah, I want to hear a little revolution right now, right now, right now, right now. Yeah, come on, baby, now. Come on, baby, now, don't you? Come on, baby, now. Come on, baby, now, don't you be the problem. Come on, baby, now, don't you be the problem. Come on, baby, now, don't you be the problem.
Be the solution.
Yeah, yeah,
Be the solution.
yeah, yeah,
Be the solution.
yeah, yeah,
Be the solution.
yeah, yeah. I want to hear a little
now.
revolution.
Now.
I want to hear a little
now.
revolution.
Now.
I want to hear a little
now.
revolution.
now.
All right now. All right now.
Revolution.
All right now.
Revolution.
All right now.
Revolution.
All right now.
Revolution.
All right.
Yeah.
Bobby said there was one too many. Come on, baby, now. Don't. So we cut one.
Three's a charm, right?
Okay, so this is a piece called, this is from a longer piece called the Bill of Rights. And this piece is called Separation of Church and State. Here's a thing that's clear, though it might be something you don't want to hear, separation of church and state.
If you must tell wrong from right, well,
This much is spelled out in black and white.
separation of church.
and state.
separation of church.
and state. When I pick it up and read it,
When I
I see.
pick it up and read it,
When I
I
pick
see.
it up and
Read it, I see these are the very first words of the First Amendment to the Constitution.
Right? These are the very first words.
Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion,
separation,
of church.
and state.
All the things that are out of control, all the things that are amiss. All the things that are out of control, all the things that are amiss. What's a believer to do? Blame the ACLU, skip to Amendment 2, replace with Commandments 1 through 10. What's a believer to do? Blame the ACLU, skip to Amendment 2, replace with Commandments 1 through 10 and pray.
When you know what's best,
When you know what's best,
when you know what's best for the rest of the world, that's a sign it's time
to shut up.
Shut up! These are the very first words of the First Amendment to the Constitution.
Right? These are the very first words. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion,
Separation
of church,
and state. Separation
of church
and state. Thank you.
Stand by, testify, stand by, bear witness. Stand by to testify, stand by to bear witness. Stand by to testify, stand by to bear witness.
What's a
Stand
believer
by
to do?
testify,
Blame
stand
the
by to bear
ACLU.
witness.
Skip to Amendment 2, replace with Commandments 1 through 10, replace.
Replace
Here's
the
the thing
commandments
that's
1
clear.
through 10.
Replace. Here's the
Replace,
thing that's clear.
replace,
Separation. Separation.
separation of church and state.
Replace.
Jesus Day is June 10th in
Replace.
Texas.
Replace.
Jesus Day is June 10th in
Replace.
Texas.
Replace
Jesus Day is
Commandments 1
June
through
10th
10.
in Texas.
Replace.
Jesus Day is June 10th in
Replace
Texas.
Commandments 1 through 10. Replace.
Line forms on the right, babe.
Replace.
Babe.
Replace.
Line forms on the right, babe.
Replace
Babe.
Commandments 1 through 10. Replace.
Line forms on the right, babe.
Replace.
Babe. On the right.
Replace.
On the
Replace
right.
Commandments 1 through 10.
On the right,
Replace.
babe.
Babe.
Jesus Day is June 10th.
Line
Jesus Day
forms on
is
the right,
June
babe.
10th. Jesus Day is June 10th in
Line
Texas.
forms on the right, babe.
On the right, babe. On the right,
Line forms
babe.
on the right, babe. Ask yourself, are you better off now? Ask yourself, are you better off now? Ask
Separation
yourself, are
of
you better
church
off
and
now?
state.
Ask yourself, are you better off now? Ask
Separation
yourself,
of
are you better
church
off
and
now?
state.
Ask yourself, are you better off now?
Separation of church and state.
Ask
Jesus
yourself,
Day
are you
is
better
June
off now?
10th.
Ask
Jesus
yourself,
Day
are you
is
better
June
off now?
10th.
Ask
Jesus
yourself,
Day
are you
is
better
June
off now?
10th in Texas. When you know what's best, when you know what's best, when you know what's best for the rest of the world, that's a sign it's time to shut up, shut up.
These are the very first words,
That's the First Amendment to the Constitution, right?
right? These are the very first words,
Of the First Amendment to the Constitution,
right? These are the very first words. Congress shall make no law.
Respecting an establishment of religion.
Congress shall make no law.
Respecting an establishment of religion. Congress shall make no law respecting